farmer, friend, singer-songwriter, Lyal Strickland.
And that's farmer, friend, and jack of all trades, Chris Horn.
And we're those TasteBud guys. Live from Buffalo, New York, it's those TasteBud guys. That was the wrong intro, wasn't it?
It was very much the wrong intro.
Shoot. Is the right city?
No, that's actually the problem. We are not in Buffalo, New York, although we are from Buffalo, Missouri. We're in Kansas City. Now, why, you may ask, are we in Kansas City with a bunch of Buffalo Bills paraphernalia behind us?
I know why I would ask it, and I know who I would ask that of.
Who could it be?
Whoever could we possibly get to answer that question?
Let me do my saunter.
You gotta have a TasteBud saunter.
Speaking of buds, you guys might remember Patrick from the Dubious Claims Brewing Company episode way back when.
Yes.
This is Patrick's place.
This is my bar. Welcome, guys. Not in Buffalo, New York.
No.
Seems like it.
Why the Bills stuff?
Why don't you guys feel at home? You said you're Buffalo, and I thought you'd like this.
Okay.
I don't think
I like the sentiment of it.
There's a Buffalo Bills light switch. I'm pretty sure he didn't do this for us, but thank you anyway.
You're right now. Buffalo. I mean, who lives in Kansas City?
Fair enough.
Buffalo Bills. This guy.
I knew what was getting into when he invited us to come up. So anyhow, Patrick, thank you, man.
No problem. It's good to have you guys.
Our friend Patrick come. He had several whiskeys and beers. And he's like, man, do you guys want to come up here and crash at my place and try some of the stuff I've got, so that I don't have to make that ridiculous drive home again by coming down to your studio? It's like, that's a fair point.
With about 10 bottles of whiskey, that just didn't seem like a good idea.
Fair.
So the next few episodes may look a little different. Hopefully they sound pretty much the same. Hopefully our lighting's okay for you guys. If not, we're sorry, but we're doing the best we can with what we've got.
And today we're working with J. Riegers Private Stock from Kansas City. We have, but before we get to this, Chris, is there anything we should mention?
Like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. Yeah, I think that pretty much gets all of it.
TikTok?
No TikTok. No TikTok. TikTok's not even going to be a thing for much longer from what I hear.
I heard that too. Patreon.
Oh, that Patreon thing. I always forget about that Patreon thing. What's that do again?
Those Patreon guys.
If
Patreon.
you can't buy them a bottle, send them some money.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why that works. Yeah, guys. Again, patreon.com/those TasteBud guys, and $4 a month. It helps us tremendously. We would really appreciate it, and we thank you for it, and we'll thank you again for it.
Before I pour this, we have done Riegers before.
Yes.
Will and Amanda gave us a donor bottle of Riegers, of which...
About that much in there.
About the same amount.
About that much in there. What is it with these bottles? We can't even get a full bottle.
We're going to have to go get a full bottle of
You guys can call
Riegers.
this one a donor bottle if you want.
Thanks.
This is the bottle that he originally told me, you guys got to come up and try this. I've got a bottle for you. And we get here and it's like...
Yeah, that's not my fault. That's quarantine's fault.
All right, fair enough. But what is the difference lie between this one and the last one?
So the last Riegers we had, near as we can tell, was a blended whiskey made up of mash bill of some corn whiskey. Not a mash bill per se.
There you go.
Sorry, boys.
Donor bottle.
Yeah, fix me up there, bud. It was a blend of corn whiskey, rye whiskey, and bourbon. This is a Kentucky, no, not a Kentucky.
Nope.
Just a straight bourbon whiskey. Finished in a Pinot Noir barrel.
How's that straight bourbon anymore?
It started out straight.
I assume
We're not
it's
saying it is now.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's a secondary process, right?
Okay, but you also had a couple other questions before,
Yes.
which I guess we'll get to in a minute. We should probably just jump into this.
I want to taste it first because the first Riegers we had, we thought was good, but...
I had some issues with it because
little
there was
bland.
a sour note to it that
Yeah.
I couldn't get past.
Now this one is drastically different, just on the nose.
Sweeter,
Definitely sweeter.
It's...
more woody.
Yeah.
There's not a sour note, but there's you're gonna hate me, Lyal, a little bit of a footnote in there, like a little bit of.
I already went
Sauce.
to tasting, so I just absolutely, I'm not listening anymore.
All right.
So that's good.
Oh, that is Oh, much better than the other.
Yeah.
All right. What's the deal with private stock, though?
Okay, so private. I don't know what private stock necessarily means, other than it's a single barrel.
What's it mean for them?
It's just a throwback with the private stock to whenever Prohibition started.
Right.
And so legally they weren't allowed to sell it. So he went to the government and said, hey, I'm just going to put all this in my house. So then it became his private stock. So therefore they couldn't seize it or destroy it. So that's what the private stock is. That's a throwback.
But what's it mean for this bottle?
I assume this is similar to the single barrel Blantons and stuff, where a retailer will pick out a barrel and go, this is our barrel of Riegers. Is that correct?
That's what I understand as well.
Now, here's my issue. And I'm not saying it's a big issue.
Before we go to there, whose private stock is this?
Oh, this is from Gomer's, which we went to the first...
Which we was there today.
First time
Lenexa,
today.
Kansas.
Yes. Super cool place, by the way.
Yes.
If you're in Kansas City or near Kansas City and Lenexa, go to Gomer's. Super cool place. Here's my thing. On the back, a lot of these whiskeys will say distilled and bottled by somebody. This just says bottled by. And that makes me curious whether this is something that Riegers distilled themselves, or whether it's something that they've purchased, literally a private stock that they've purchased, which we've done on the show before with Whistlepig.
Yeah, that's right.
Which, not knocking it, Whistlepig
But
makes some great stuff.
Riegers is a distillery in Kansas City.
Yes.
Which we had planned on trying to go. We had big plans to try to accomplish in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
We didn't make it, obviously. But if somebody from Riegers happens to see us before we reach out to you,
Mr. Rieger?
Yeah, Mr. Rieger. If you want to give some information, or if there's a chance that we can get with you guys and get this information, we're very curious about this.
I am super curious because the Whistlepig, like that we had, right? It was a stock that was of Canadian blending whiskey, right? That was purchased.
Fixed it. Go ahead.
He doesn't even listen to me.
Oh, I'm listening.
I didn't even be willing to drink
Whistling,
this
you
again.
was talking about Whistlepig. It was a blended whiskey that wasn't even... Go ahead.
Well, my point is, it doesn't mean that these bottles aren't good. I'm just curious. They started in 2014. This is an awfully
You want
good.
the provenance of it because you are you.
I want to know where it's from, because this is an awfully good bottle of whiskey. And if they distilled it themselves, man, props. That's awesome. If they just happened on some great stuff, props. You got good taste. That's great. Fantastic either way. I'm just curious.
I feel like they made it, but I'd like to know as well.
It's a not a Kentucky, but it's a straight bourbon whiskey. So they've been around since 2014. They absolutely had the time to make this. So very possible.
Now, you have met with them before, right?
Yes. Did you want me to talk about it?
I mean, you can.
Is he a nice guy?
I feel like it's...
No, super nice guy. I just had heard about a local distillery doing a taste testing at a local liquor store. So I went by. I think it might have been in Overland Park. And they had their... I think it was some... I guess, hold on. Reach into my liquor cabinet. It was their...
provenance.
whiskey cider. They had a recipe. Anyway, they had a whole bunch of it made up, and it was delicious. I made it for Christmas. Still delicious. But they had it there, and they're sampling all their different...
You got autograph.
This whole story's made up.
That's a good...
I don't believe any of this now.
Yeah, no,
sorry, go ahead.
I printed this off, guys. I'm sorry. I thought you were prepared. Anyway, so he was there. He showed up. I wish I could remember his first name. I want to say it was like something with the letter. But Mr. Rieger was...
Andy?
Yeah, that might be right. I was going to say Alex,
Joking?
but it didn't sound right. No. I feel like it was an early letter before Chase. Anyway, so a super nice guy. We talked about it, and they do a whole bunch at their distillery, especially when football season starts.
Would be BJ.
We'll see.
Nobody's holding a straight face now. Look at that. Just said 2 letters.
Anyway, super nice guy. They do a lot. They make a good whiskey. I originally tried the Kansas City whiskey too, like you guys did.
Yeah.
And it wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't it wasn't my go-to. This was good. I mean, that's why I said, man, I got to get these guys to try this, and that's why there was this much of the bottle left.
Yeah.
I didn't drink this much of the bottle because it didn't taste good.
This is infinitely better than the other.
So we didn't really talk about the tasting notes on it. We kind of jumped straight into the story.
That's true, yeah.
If you want to talk about that a little bit before we get out of this.
Well, I want to.
And I'll tell you a little bit what happened after I put a little water in it.
So, I get a hard cherry note.
Good thing there's a counter in front of me.
Nice.
Anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
Not a sweet cherry, not a maraschino cherry necessarily. Just like a overwhelming sour cherry, I guess would.
Okay. Is that same sour note that we had with the last bottle? Because I did not get that sour note off this bottle at all.
I don't think it is. It might have been accentuated by the other blends in it, but this is something that's a little more potent, I think.
Okay.
So
it almost brought more wood out of it once I put the water to it, and it flattened that cherry note out. Mm-hmm. It's not there nearly as prominently now. It's a little bit sweet. It's really woody. The alcohol mellowed out and made it super approachable.
All right.
So I like it with just a dab of water in it.
I like it's already pretty approachable.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ruin it with a water back, Chris.
I don't say it's
It's quite tasty. It's perfect. This would go great over ice.
Here's the thing. I only have this much left, and I don't want to lose this. So I trust your opinion. I'm sure it's great with water back. Once again, we've had
if you're happy with what you got,
small
drink it.
donor bottle. Just saying, Riegers.
One of these days,
none of our friends want to give us a full bottle of your stuff. So
that may say something.
Yeah, props to y'all.
All right. Well, until next time.
Whether it's the pre-BJ letter you're getting, no, a BJ it's the BJ letter, right? Did I say all that right?
Alphabet pre-BJ.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, you go for it.
The local distillery you're talking about.
The food you're eating.
Go Kansas City.
The clothes you're wearing. Grab a buddy and hey, try something new.
Like the Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Mahomes.